mommy, doubly chopping it up again.
What's going on YouTube? It's Eddie back from Doubly Baby. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. So recently I printed the Armor Titan from Attack on Titan. We got the model from Yo Studios, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to get this prep. I still do need to print his back piece for his hair, but I figured since so many people are asking me, I might as well go ahead and set up a video for you guys. My process is, I'm still kind of experimenting, so it kind of switches from here to there. Kind of depends how the print comes out, if I have a lot of details, what I'm working with. It kind of really just depends. The first thing we're going to do is get it primed, and then we're going to throw on our mask, because we definitely don't want to breathe in these toxic fumes. Right now, looking at it, it's not really too bad. There is some stringing that could have got off that I didn't notice when I spray painted it, and some stuff that's going to need a little bit of sanding, but overall, it's not really that bad. It looks pretty good. Well, now that our primer's dried, we're going to go ahead and start sanding. It's pretty good for the most part, but there is some parts we still got to sand down. So I went ahead, grabbed a bucket of water so we could wet sand this. I'm just going to rip my paper up so we fold it in half. Dump him inside here and start wet sanding. So now that we finished wet sanding this and it's dry now, we can go ahead and throw our Bondo on.
I'm really just adding it to the bottom.
Go ahead and throw some wood filler on the bottom. Looks like a piece on our print, slightly messed up that I didn't notice, but that is okay. Have it on there, we're gonna go ahead and let the Bondo dry, and then we go ahead and hit it with the sander. Then after that, we should be ready for painting. So now that we got it sanded, I'm gonna go ahead and prime it one more time. Then after that, we're gonna go ahead and let it dry. I'm gonna hit it with a wet sand again, and then we'll be ready to throw on our paint. So now that I got it sanded, we're ready to start our first coat of paint. And I'm gonna paint the base, like the main color of paint, and then I'm actually gonna hand paint everything else. I think that might be the best. I think that's gonna be the best approach. I'm gonna go with this. It'll just make it a lot easier to deal with all the details on here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape off everything but his hair. Cause I'm gonna do his hair first, and then I'm gonna do the rest. I feel like that'll be easier than trying to hand paint his hair, because he has a lot of hair. So it's been a few hours, probably about 3. I am rushing the process a little bit. Normally I would wait the full 24 hours before I start throwing on any other paints. But I got a trip, I got to go out of town, so we're going to rush the process a little bit and cross our fingers everything comes out alright. So let's go ahead and get our tape on. here's how it's looking so far. Yeah, I'm gonna tip off the front, and then I'm just gonna have a cardboard to block it when I spray paint our tan for his skin on. So that's what we're gonna be doing next. Just want to tape off some of the parts, and whatever I miss, I can easily just go back and repaint it. It should be good enough to where the paint doesn't peel up, but if I hit the skin a little bit with the tan, it'll be alright. I just didn't want to hand paint all the way, because that would have took a little while. So I wanted the majority of it, but even if we do hit a little white with the tan, it should be okay. Alright, so I take off the majority of the part. I'm going to have a cardboard to block it off. So we go ahead and spray the skin right now. This is how it looks so far. Not too bad. I wish the skin was a little bit darker, but it might pop when we throw on those smaller details. It's looking pretty good so far. So it's dried a little bit, probably about an hour or so I'll say. I'm gonna go ahead and peel our tape off. I already knew it was gonna bleed through a little bit. I was kind of already expecting that, but that's fine. I mean, not too bad. Like, it didn't bleed through that hard, and I barely even taped it, as you guys saw. Like, it's looking pretty good so far. So first color we're going to start with is going to be our red. So the problem I'm having with it right now, I'm gonna have to wait till it dries. When the red dries, hit it back with the red. But the problem I'm having with now is the red's eating through the tan, because I didn't let it set all the way to go through it, which is fine. Like I said, it's nothing two coats can't cover. But just be in mind, if you do try and rush it and do it this way, you might run into that problem too. So I mean, if I was taking my time and really trying to get this done, I would have let everything dry for the proper time, and then I would have taped everything off and then spray painted it like that, and then just painted in the small details. But I am on a time restriction, so had the results of this. But so I didn't want to bore you guys too much while I was painting, but we just finished painting our red spots, and it's looking pretty good. Got to do some touch-ups, and I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit so I can come hit it back with that red, because it was mixing in with the tan, because we didn't let it, like I said, we didn't let it dry that long. But it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty sick. Go ahead, let this dry, and I'll be back in probably like an hour or so, and we're gonna hit it with that. I'm gonna do white last. I'm gonna do the next thing I'm gonna do is the tan. I'm gonna do those details, because that one's gonna take a little while to do. But we'll do that one next. That's gonna be the very next thing we do. On head, I gotta do a few touch-ups because the red kind of spilled over, but this is how it's looking now. I just need to paint the white in, and we'll be done. We'll be done. I'm ready to hang on my wall, you know? We finally finished, and it looks pretty good for a paint job done in one day. This is going to be the very first of many, so stay tuned. I got a lot more coming for you guys.